Detroit Auto Show 2019, observation number 1. One inauspicious aspect of this year's Detroit Auto Show 2019 might have been the absence of BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar, Audi, Porsche, and Volvo. But GAC Motors was there for the second year that I noticed. If you've never heard of GAC Motors, and I hadn't until 2 years ago, it is a Chinese automobile manufacturer headquartered in the city of Guangzhou in Guangdong Province. When I spoke to a sales representative last year, they were saying that they were trying to establish a dealer network in the United States. This is a year later, and they are still trying. But I noted one thing. When you look at their display this year, the cars are still there. They're still good-looking cars, but there's one thing missing, and that's people. Last year there were a lot of people. This year there are no people. Is there a reason for that? I think there is. I cite the example of a Jeep Wrangler that can cost $30,000 more in China than in the United States, and the reason illustrates a growing point of tension between the two countries, and that is the Chinese tariffs. The same Jeep Wrangler costs $71,000 in China, mostly because of taxes that Beijing charges on every car, minivan, and sports vehicle that is made in another country and brought to Chinese shores. American presidents have complained about this inequity, but Donald Trump is the first one to really do something about it by imposing countervailing tariffs against China in the so-called American-Chinese trade war. As of late, the media in the United States has been covering this story intensively. I think the people are getting the message. They're not going to be buying Chinese cars. They're not going to be looking at Chinese cars. That's my impression, rightly or wrongly. Observation number 2. Just before Christmas, Barbara and I took a road trip from Las Vegas into southern Arizona and then over to the West Coast to Los Angeles and back to Las Vegas. We rented a Kia Optima. I'd have to say it was the best sedan I've ever driven. It drove beautifully. But to me, there was one problem. It was a sedan. I've been a senior citizen for quite some time now, and getting in and out of a sedan is a problem, and I'm in pretty good shape. I wish we would have had the extra money to rent this Kia Sorento, which is an SUV much easier to get in and out of. And by the way, the Sorento is considered to be one of the best values for an SUV. As you can see, this vehicle is a beauty. The Kia and the Korean car manufacturers have come a long way. While navigating our way through the southwestern United States, we twigged onto something which probably everybody else knows, and that is a cell phone can be twinned with your screen on the car to give you a wonderful navigation tool. So Google Maps is much better seen on the car display than on your smartphone. Observation number 3. And that brings me to the number 1 selling vehicle in the United States, the Toyota RAV4. So yes, it's an SUV, easy to get in and out of. But more importantly, I've come to the realization that when you look at the interior, there we're going in, the steering wheel, just to the right of it, you see that large display screen right there. That is amazing. Note how the display is large. It's high up. You don't have to take your eyes down. You just look over and you can see it. That's how it should be. If I buy an SUV, it's going to be like that. Observation number 4. Ironically, in last week's vlog entitled America's Most Popular SUVs, I indicated my choice would be the Nissan Rogue. But looking at it now, I can see that the display is too small and too low. No, that would not be my choice. Observation number 5. I admit I'm biased towards Detroit's best-selling SUV, and that is the Chevrolet Equinox. After all, I did drive my brother's car for 16 months, and that was an Equinox. I am happy to see that in the latest version of the Equinox, they did a masterful job of putting the display screen right near the top. The RAV4, the display screen almost looks like an add-on. This one is nicely integrated into the dashboard and yet at the top. As an added bonus, I was very happy to see that in the latest survey taken by J.D. Powers, Equinox rated very highly in terms of consumer satisfaction. And there you have it, based on a 3-year period. Observation number 6. Before going to Detroit, never in my wildest dreams did I think I would become a fan of Chevrolet, but another surprise for me was the next car. It totally blindsided me. Where did this come from? Ladies and gentlemen, the all-new 2019 Blazer from Chevrolet. Now, it's described as a stylish SUV, and when you look at it, it surely is. This has got to be a winner. I'll bet on it. Observation number 7. Now, when I started this vlog, I had no idea it would turn into a Chevy fest, but so be it. Let's go for it. So that Chevy symbol was a bit blurry, but that's just a setup for the next part. And the blurriness for the next part is not my fault, as you'll see.
Yeah, like I said. We were there on TV this morning, on the news.
LT5 engine. Now the 8.4-lb supercharger is highly efficient. It's 52% larger than our LT4 and a top speed of 212 miles per hour, making the ZR1 the fastest production vehicle that GM has ever made. Now with all that power, you'll have the thrill of your life on the track with Chevrolet's first dual fuel injection system, supplying...
Observation number 8. Even as you approach the Detroit Auto Show 2019, you can see on the outside spectacular advertising panels for SUVs, such as the 2020 Telluride by Kia. Yes, Telluride, and here it is. As you can see, it's another masterpiece of styling. Let's just have a look. Some of my impressions of the Detroit Auto Show 2019. Thank you for viewing this video on the Detroit Auto Show, and join me next week as I reveal an amazing part of Detroit's forgotten history. In my stay in Detroit, this is ranked as the #1 discovery I made in Detroit.
Yeah.